Alright, this is the 145-hour update for Subnautica. Things have really accelerated, and anybody who already beat the game probably knew that when they saw my last video and I showed everyone where my Cyclops submarine was parked. Yeah, it was basically parked right at the entrance to a massive cavern that's empty, which leads to another cavern that's empty. So I don't want to say that these two zones are, or regions, or whatever you want to call them, I don't want to say that they're disappointing, but I will say that after the density of visuals and animals and everything in the previous regions, these are really pretty sparse, which maybe that's the intent, or maybe they just decided that at this point everybody's racing to the end game and so they should just let everybody go. But they feel like the plant density and the animal density is really extremely low, and the biodiversity is almost non-existent. Like there's 3 things living there, and then a giant thing. And then when you go down one level, well, there's only 2 things living there. So before I showed everyone right here at the base of the acid falls here, I had built a base, and then I carefully took my submarine, my Cyclops sub, out over there. Where's my lighthouse? There it is. And so that's where my Cyclops went. And then I was trying to figure out where we go from here, because it all got really dark and I couldn't understand why it was getting so dark. You couldn't see anything. You had to go right up against the wall with a flashlight in order to see what was going on, which was irritating. But so from there it all opens up to this here. A gigantic lava zone here. And so I did what I always do. I built a little outpost. So there's my lighthouse. I came up here and built an outpost filled with marble melons. Scanned, so originally I put 4 range things in, and I scanned the entire region, and there was nothing. Like, there was nothing new. All of these were all the same. Everything that I have lockers and lockers full of this stuff back at my main base, up in the lantern pod, whatever those things are called. The glowing ball under a net thing. I have lockers and lockers full of all of this stuff. Nothing new. There was whatever. I did find kyanite, which wasn't all that big of a deal. Like, I mean, it's okay. It's new, yeah. But there are like 3 things that you need kyanite for. The depth module, that's about it. So I made the depth modules and then went out looking for whatever, I found the mountain in the middle of this cavern. Like, I explored the entire cavern, and the cavern, it really is kind of almost boring, I would say. You spend hours and hours checking out every nook and cranny, and every nook and cranny is just a nook and cranny. That's all it is. It doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't do anything. There's nothing new inside, there's nothing hidden in there or anything. So I found that mountain, and by accident, running from the dragon, I went inside and found out that it was hollow. I never would have found it if I hadn't been running from the thing, going, how am I going to survive? And I was just going in circles around the mountain trying to escape it, and found an opening. Whoops. Never would have found that opening otherwise. I shouldn't say never. That's hyperbole. It would have taken me a long time to find that little bitty opening. And I had already been... The boys are back in town, by the way. I had been around that mountain several times and had not seen that opening. I don't know how I missed it. But, so I found it, went inside, and thought, oh, hey, great, here's something new. Crazy. And I built another outpost in there. So, brought my submarine up here, parked the submarine right here, and the submarine hasn't moved. There, I haven't touched the sub since. So there's a Leviathan around here somewhere. Hopefully it doesn't eat me. There's the entrance to this place. And you follow this path if you're on a prawn suit. You follow this path down, and it circles around. Eventually leading into this cavern. Hey, cool, look, a giant cavern with something really interesting. So I built a little outpost here.
Welcome aboard,
and
Captain.
while we're here, let's do some food. I got a little bit of space. So this thing right here, I thought, oh hey, cool, fantastic, this is going to be a great big thing, there's going to be lots of whatever going on in there. No, actually it's pretty boring. Entrance is on the other side, got all the way in there. I have been carrying a couple of these for several, I don't know, probably 10 hours or so. Just in case. And I got inside and activated everything in there and went and looked around and thought, okay, so what? Big deal. It didn't really... I mean, I guess it was meant to push you in a direction, but it didn't seem to me like it did. It wasn't until I left that we then came to... I got a little notification saying that, or it might have been something that I scanned, or a data download or something, saying that there was a facility 1.4 kilometers deep, which was an Okay. 1.4 kilometers deep. Well, we're not getting 1.4K down here. Not happening. So I already had the upgrades for the prawn suit and the Cyclops, the cowardice there, my Cyclops submarine. But it didn't feel like trying to maneuver through this whole place until I found out what was going on. I needed to know where to go and how to get there. So I went to scout it out with my prawn suit and ended up finishing. Which was,
welcome aboard, Captain.
I suppose, slightly...
Systems online.
Is there anybody attached? Nope, nobody attached. Slightly disappointing, I guess. But I found the way through, the way down, whatever. And I marked it. I haven't had much luck placing my lighthouses here. So I used a bunch of these light sticks. There, that marks the crater edge. And then once I get down into the crater, a beacon right here marks what I think is the only exit. It might not be, there might be other exits, but I went around and I'm fairly certain that this is the exit. So, from this crater, we get to this exit, which does go down to the 1.4K mark. And here, yeah, you can see I built another outpost there. Here, there is, I mean, the place is basically empty. You've got that Leviathan there, who's really nasty. He is aggressive. He's extremely aggressive. And the warpers. After me here. I always park behind. No, he's not coming after me yet. There's my little outpost here. It's kind of hot here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So I built a little outpost here so that I would have a retreat. Now I guess we're meant to take the Cyclops down here, but I didn't feel like doing it, so instead I just loaded my backpack with stuff for the basic survival necessities here and came down here and built this. Should probably eat again. So you can see here, I'm pretty sure that this is the only way in. I could be wrong. Could totally be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that crater there, where I marked the edge with the light sticks, is the only way in. It's the only way that I've found it. Oh. Over here it kind of looks like it gets close. It kind of comes down here and it kind of goes up there at the edge, but I didn't find any other entrances. But this cavern, again, was actually incredibly boring. There's nothing here. There's even less here than there was in the previous cavern. There's just one building. And so I went into the building and ta-da! That was it. Done. The end. So I kind of feel like here at the end, I don't know if it was meant to be a rush. Dragon's gonna come after me. I don't know if it was meant to be a storyline rush or what the deal was. But that's what it ended up being. Like all the exploration and all the crafting was all totally done. There was nothing left. Is he coming after me? Yeah, he's coming after me. Almost got me too. So, came in here. Another clipping. I hate this. Every once in a while, every once in a while the mech suit clips out. There we go. So you come inside, and here's this kind of a... There, we clipped again. I'll just do it on foot. This little alien kind of museum of sorts, and there's a bunch of rooms with stargates in them, and all the stargates go to different places. Places I've been to before, but I didn't know where I was going when I got there, and I didn't feel like exploring at the time on the other side of the Stargate because I was exploring the near side of the Stargate. So, I wasn't real aggressive at all. I just went through the Stargate and went, oh, cool, it's another Stargate. Oh. I think that was the dragon. And then this room here, where it looks like they are experimenting on some sea dragons. Except they're totally not sea dragons. They look a lot like sea dragons. And then there's a bunch of eggs. Which would make sense, given that at the Warper construction place, the Warper factory, the Warper factory was destroyed by a sea dragon that, storyline-wise, it sounds like it was trying to recover its egg. It was a sea dragon mama trying to recover its leg. Yay, we're not clipped anymore. Oh, come on. Really? What's going on here? Getting a lot of errors. Oh well. So from there, I guess I'll just abandon the prawn suit here. Don't really need it. From there, I explored the whole place, found this, didn't want to jump in, honestly. I'll make one more attempt with the prawn suit. Really did not want to jump in that thing. In a place where there are... Hey. Now, let's see if we can do this. In a place where there are leviathans that want to kill us, I don't want to jump into water where I can't see what's going on. But eventually I figured, well, there's nowhere to go. There's absolutely nothing else to do except to go into the water. And into the water I went. There's Mama. So, did some thorough exploring here. I actually was in here for a few minutes before I realized that there was a Leviathan because it was silent, it wasn't making any noise, and it was dark. It wasn't this bright originally. It was a lot darker. And I went, oh hey, cool stuff. And I was running around down in here, you know, with my scanner, scanning everything, or trying to scan absolutely everything. There wasn't much to scan. There was like, I think up in one of the corners I found something to scan. I learned that the glowy peepers you can scan. I didn't realize you could scan those. I saw them 100 hours ago in the game. I saw them zipping by me with the glowing trail, and I was like, oh, it's a peeper. Weird, it's got a glowing trail. Oh well. And it never occurred to me to scan the thing. To get out of my either the mech suit or the sea moth, whichever one I was in at the time, and scan it. So I had no idea that you could scan. But the Emperor came and showed me this thing, and then gave me the recipe, and I went, oh, I've got all that stuff, at least I think I do. And oh, hey, there's one of the glowy trail things. Peepers with the glowy trails. And I went back home, and yeah, my garden and all of my lockers, I had plenty of all of that stuff. So I just went back home, got it, came right back. I didn't even go all the way around. I came back through the portal here. And I guess you're meant to have to go and farm everything. I had to farm absolutely nothing because I'd already farmed everything, and I had a huge garden back at my main base. I still do, with everything in it. Didn't need to farm a thing. And so go through here. Avoid the Reaper. Yep, went through here. And then took care of everything. The eggs hatched. The babies went through and started curing everything. And at first I thought they were laying eggs, and I was like, oh, weird, they're laying eggs everywhere. And I went to go get one of the eggs, and the egg cured me. Oh, whoops. Okay, so they're not laying eggs, they're like seeding the world with the cure or something like that. Something to that effect. So great. Went inside there, shut down that. Which, yay, I can do now because I'm cured.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And then here's where I broke. Totally broke. From there, I thought, okay, well, I'm cured, so what do I do now? And I ran around for several more hours, probably 5 hours or so, of gameplay without any clue what it was I was supposed to do. I was thinking, okay, the cannon is down. Am I going to get a rescue now? No radio. No radio at all. Days are 20 minutes in the game, and so I went through, I don't know how many days that is. Where are we? So, oh, go away. There, day 359. No remaining signs of bacterial infection. And I don't know what day it is now. But I waited for hours, and each hour of real time is 3 days of game time. And I was waiting for there to be a radio signal saying, hey, we're gonna come land and pick you up. Yay, you know, game over, I win. Never happened. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 5, 10, 15 days or so, somewhere around there anyway, passed, and I got no radio signals at all. I went back to my escape pod. Nothing. No signals. So, I broke. Totally broke. I went and looked it up online. Okay, after you heal yourself, what are you meant to do? Because I don't see it, whatever it is. Well, at some point, way earlier in the game, I got a radio signal from, or something, a note or something like that, giving me the code to the captain's quarters. Now, I got it at the time, but I don't know if I got it while I was exploring the Aurora. I think I had to have gotten it after, because the everything in the captain's quarters I would have gotten at the time anyway. If I got it while I was exploring the captain's, or while I was exploring the Aurora, but I didn't. Which makes me believe that I got it at some point after exploring the Aurora. Somehow. I don't honestly remember how I got it, or even when I got it, but at some point I got that. And that gives the little communication thing gives you the code to get into the captain's quarters. So you got to go back to the Aurora, which thankfully is safe now, and get into the captain's quarters, and there in the captain's quarters is the blueprints, plural R, for the Neptune rocket. And so I went to try to figure out how to build the Neptune rocket. And it wasn't complex. It was going to be a pain, because I had come through exactly like I am now, going back to my base. And it said, yay, use the mobile vehicle bay, whatever the thing is, the big floating quad thing, to create the Neptune pad. And I went, hang on a second. That's in my Cyclops, and my Cyclops is way down in the lava zone. So I can either go down to my base, go through the acid region, down into the lava region, get it, and come all the way back up, or I just build a new one. Well, I have plenty of materials here at my base, so I said, what the hey, I'll just build a new one.
Welcome
And I
aboard,
did.
Captain.
Fabricated a new one. Went and built the platform, and then you build the booster. Had plenty of materials for that, built the booster, and then you build the fuel cell. Had plenty of materials for that, built the fuel cell. And then you have to build the cockpit. Well, in order to build the cockpit, you have to build a Cyclops upgrade. Okay, great. The Cyclops upgrades can only be built at the Cyclops. You can't actually build a Cyclops upgrade at the vehicle upgrade console. So either I can go all the way back to the Cyclops, or maybe it's just faster to build a second Cyclops. I think it was faster to build a second Cyclops. Again, had plenty of materials, and I was feeling lazy, so that's what I did. I just built a second Cyclops, because I didn't feel like going back. And built a second Cyclops so I wouldn't have to swim all the way back. And then got on the Cyclops, got on my second Cyclops. Where's the Neptune? There it is. It's right above me. It's literally like everything is right above my base. All I gotta do is leave the moon pool and then just go straight up. There's the second Cyclops. Didn't name this one, and I didn't recolor it. This one's just the default color. Built a second Cyclops, got on board, built the Cyclops upgrade that I needed for the ship, and now here it is. All done. So, oh, and then it gives a chance to color it. Yay! So I colored it red and named it the Widowmaker because it's probably going to explode. The way this game goes, I'll take off and it's going to explode in orbit or something. I mean, some disaster is going to happen. So, I actually have not checked it out. I don't even know how to get inside. Probably via the gantry. Is it coming? Oh, elevator's already down. If I jump... Oh, I'm gonna jump. It's definitely gonna happen. Okay. Before I enter the rocket, because I don't know what's going to happen, that might just trigger the cutscene. We're going to jump. Oh, we're going to clear. Yep, we're going to clear. Nice. But now that thing is all the way up there, and we have to wait for it to come back down. I guess we'll discover here what happens when I board. It's even got a window, huh? Goodbye, cruel world. Throw switch for hydraulic systems. Communications array. Storage. Oh man, exit rocket. So hydraulic, auxiliary, APU, and comms. Should I fill storage with stuff or what? What should I do here? Let's climb up the ladder. Boot up primary CPU. Prepare time capsule. Activate life support system. What in the world? Is there like a specific order this is all supposed to go in? Communications, hydraulic auxiliary power unit. Prepare time capsule. Status not ready. Oh. Oh, these are the time capsules that I keep finding all over the world with weird, wacky, random things in them. So, 6 squares. Okay, so now I'm leaving a time capsule. Ah. Should I troll people? Put a picture of the rocket. Haha, I'm leaving. Maybe this one. Yeah, I'll just do this one. Message. What should we say in our message? Let's see, 6 spaces. What should I leave? What do I have on me here? Oh, I could leave. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could leave a nutrient block, some water, an ion battery, med kit. Let's see. Nutrient block, water. Ion battery. See, they can make water. I'll just do that for emergency purposes. Oh, I'll put 2 of them there. I think that's good.
Time capsule ready.
All right, let's throw the switch. APU on.
Auxiliary power unit online.
Communications array on.
Communications systems array active.
Hydraulics.
Pressurizing hydraulics.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do before we launch? Oh, it's nighttime. Come on now. Gotta do this. I'm gonna launch that sea moth up onto the platform. Before we launch, before we end the game here. Yippee! Alright. That's not what I have to do.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I wonder if it'll be daytime in a couple of minutes. Well, this has been a super fun game. Give myself some space here. This has been a super fun game. I would say this is the second game so far that I have ever played in my life that surprised me with its narrative. I'm sure there are other games out there that also have a surprise narrative. I'm sure there are a lot of them, but I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of... That's so weird. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of all games, but the only other game that I can remember playing that surprised me with its narrative was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which I was playing through and playing through and playing through, as everybody was, just playing through, doing your thing, following the storyline, keeping up, you know, killing bad guys, saving good guys, developing your character. And then there comes that moment where everything goes rip, and it makes that sound too. In the game it actually goes rip. And you find out that there has actually been a developing story. There we go. There's a sunrise. Yeah. I want to do this in full daylight. You realize there's actually been a full-blown story the entire time. You were just too distracted with all of the role-playing and the killing the bad guys and everything. And maybe the story wasn't super obvious, but the story was definitely there. I'm gonna have to make sure I miss my submarine. There, we'll go over here. Hopefully those Reapers aren't around here. One of them will catch me and prevent me from pulling off this party trick. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Ready! Here we go! Oh! Almost made it. Okay, one more try. We can do it. Just have to be a little bit closer when we catch air. Oh, there's a baby reefback. All right. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that sea moth ain't going anywhere. Alright, now we can leave. And in doing so, we'll burn that sea moth to smithereens. Yep, ashes. can't see it from here. Alright, everything's still on. APU on. Comm on. Hydraulics on. What about fire extinguisher? Is the fire suppression system on? Main bus on. Boot up the CPU.
Primary computer systems active.
Okay, time capsule is prepared, right? Yeah, ready. Alright.
Time capsule ready.
Activate life support.
Life support systems online. All systems are go for liftoff.
Boop, boop, beep, boop.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain.
I guess, am I supposed to actually do something, or do I
Launch
just
in 10,
sit here?
9,
There.
8,
Whoa!
7, 6,
Hey, you're not gonna be happy.
4,
Boom!
2, 1.
Out of the way, birdies.
Time capsule jettisoned.
Have fun, whoever finds that. Am I gonna survive? Should I have loaded the lockers?
Caution. Approaching orbital debris field. Orbital debris field clear.
Okay.
Performing gravity turn maneuver.
Well, there's a couple of islands there.
Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate.
That would have been hilarious if we launched and ended up
Engaging
in orbit.
ion boosters
We
in
circled
3,
a couple of times
2,
and found out that the
1.
entire planet was like settled and there were aliens everywhere and ships coming to and fro, and we just ended up on the one little section of the planet that was all water and wild.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
Apparently I'm taking a piece of her with me like a Vorlon. Well, that's it. Alright. Well, there was the end of the game. So yeah, there at the end, things really ramped up and went fast. There wasn't a whole lot to distract you from progressing in the storyline, which wasn't necessarily a problem, and it could be that that was their intention all along. But at any rate, second game ever to surprise me with its narrative. I liked it. I'd say this is top 5 games ever for me. I would rank this up there in terms of like fun factor and everything. I would rank this up there for me personally. Different people have different opinions, but for me personally, I would rank this up there with the Thief series. It'd be really hard to unseat Thief: The Dark Project, Thief 2: The Metal Age, Thief 3. Gosh, what was that one called? Dark Shadows? Something Shadows. And then Thief 4 was just Thief, I think. Basically a reboot. Or they didn't continue with the numbering or something like that. But yeah, those were some of my early favorites. The Diablo series is good. I mean, it's basically just a button masher, but I enjoy it. The Assassin's Creed for me was hit and miss. They really just they've done too much, and they started just pumping them out. I feel like it's just turned into a mill. Assassin's Creed 2. I liked Assassin's Creed 2. Not Brotherhood or thereafter so much. And I liked Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. That one was also good. But anyway, we'll call it at that. You don't want to sit here and listen to me talk while the credits play. So, thanks for watching. That's the end of my Subnautica experience. Almost sad to see it go.